The Committee on Parole is called back to order. The time is 1:17. Members of the panel today are Ms. Pearl Wise, Ms. Bonnie Jackson. My name is Tony Marabella. I'll be acting as chair. Our remote facility is Riverbend Detention Center. Would the staff at Riverbend introduce themselves? Mr. Williams, is there anyone in the room with you from the detention center? You're on mute, sir. Can you speak?
No, sir. No one is in the room with me.
We can hear you now. Okay. Mr. Williams, would you give us your full name and DOC number?
Yes, sir. Rene Williams, DOC number 553136.
Mr. Williams, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and then the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate, we will allow the participants who've indicated they wish to have input to speak. The only speaker we have here today is Mr. Randy Meyer, who is in opposition to your parole. He's the Assistant District Attorney in Jefferson Parish. At the end of the hearing, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our process, sir?
Yes, sir.
This is a matter of Rene S. Williams, DOC number 553136, date of birth, August the 2nd of 1990. He's a second class offender. He has a parole eligibility date of December the 18th of 2018, an adjusted good time date of January the 22nd of 2037, and a full term date of September the 19th of 2037. He is currently serving a 25-year sentence for possession with intent to distribute heroin, having been adjudicated a habitual offender, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Mr. Williams, is all of that information accurate?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Williams, your case has been assigned to Ms. Bonnie Jackson. She will begin our interview process. Would you please answer any questions she may have?
Right. Good afternoon, Mr. Williams.
Good afternoon.
How long have you served on these charges?
Going on 11 years in September. 10
Okay,
years.
and that's what I have, about 10 plus years. How long have you been at the facility that you're currently housed at?
Going on 4 years, 3.5 years, a little bit over.
All right, you last appeared before the parole board in December of 2019.
Yes, ma'am.
And the reason that you were denied on that previous hearing was that you needed more programs. So have you taken any additional programs since December of 2019? And
Yes.
so you tell us what they are.
I was currently in celebration of recovery, and this is the ones I have before I got here. I had celebration of recovery.
I want to know what you have had since 2019. Before the December of 2019, at that time, the boards thought that you needed some more programming like substance abuse and GED. And my question is, after you got denied in 2019, what programs have you had since then? Not before 2019, after 2019.
The only ones I have is the ones that I got when I currently got here. I got in 4 programs.
What year did you get to where you are now?
This was in 19. These was in 19 that I got these, in 20. I got, last one I got in 20 was substance abuse.
What kind of substance abuse program were you in 2020? What's the name of it?
Right here.
Okay, can you read that? It's kind of hard for me to see it on the screen.
Certificate of Achievement, Riverbend Detention Center Substance Abuse Program.
And And how long was that program?
From this was like 60 days.
Okay. And how often did y'all meet?
Once or twice a week.
And what did you get out of that program? What did you learn?
Well, I learned to deal with my hurts, habits, and hangups. It taught me to rehabilitate myself and do positive things so I won't have to go backwards and do drugs because it crippled me. I have been away from my family. I lost family members since I've been in jail. I have changed tremendously. Yes, I was a.
Could you tell me what tools did you learn to help you stay away?
Oh yes, man. I'm sorry. Well, I learned to when I'm dealing with the losses of my family. I learned how to humble myself, be patient, and don't worry about things that trigger the things that I used to do. So now I find something positive to do. I learned how to breathe in, breathe out, and certain things like when I get boredom, I take and go read a book. I educate myself. That's what the substance abuse class taught me. The Mr. Hill that's over the class, he just taught me different techniques and learning how to stay away from people that I used to be around. Just not going back into the same environment, being around the same type of people because those are trigger me going back to my old ways. So I eliminated all that. I don't even have contact with no old friends or none of that.
You kind of been in jail for a while, so it's not that hard to stay away from them.
I just don't.
Your street friends don't come and check on you when you're in prison.
Yes, ma'am.
So were some of those people family members?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do you have a job at the institution?
Well, the one that I had before I got here, currently, no, I don't have it, but I've been trying to get into working in the kitchen.
Okay, and why haven't you been able to do that?
Because they have people that applied before me, people that already was in ahead of me that they already had here before I got here.
Are you in a GED program?
No, ma'am, but I have GED credits on my rap sheet.
Well, have you gotten your GED yet?
No, ma'am.
Why aren't you in a GED program right now so you can get your GED?
Because they don't have any programs here anymore. Ever since like 2020, everything shut down. The man had left. Like they don't have no programs here no more. There's nothing going on at this facility anymore.
Programs at all?
No, ma'am. They don't have no more programs. I got in every program that they had here, and they shut them down after I completed 4 programs. So I currently have 6 or 7 programs under my rap sheet as DOC calculated. But after I left out of the last program, Mr. Hill, he left. They don't have no more programs here. They don't even do GED here no more.
So tell me about your drug habit when you were on the street, because you have a possession with intent to distribute heroin and also a felon in possession firearm. Were you a drug user or were you a drug seller?
Yes, most of the time I was a drug user.
And what kind of drug did you use mostly?
I did marijuana and I started snorting heroin. I was going through a lot. I was under a lot of pressure, but I made bad decisions. I'm not here to make excuses.
Slow down.
Yes, ma'am.
How often were you using drugs?
Every day.
How are you supporting that habit?
Well, I had got Well, some of my people was helping me to do things, and I was lying, trying to tell them that I needed food and needed this because I get a check every first of the month. So I just make up lies and, to get.
What kind of check would you get at the first of the month? What were you getting a check for?
SSI.
And why would, why you were getting SSI?
Well, I was dealing with mental health. I had been getting a check since I was like 6 or 7.
Did they tell you what your mental health issue was?
I was ADHD, and I was dealing with bipolar. It was ADHD, hyperactive disorder, and I was dealing with bipolar. Something I don't really know the actual thing
Okay.
is bipolar.
How far did you go in high school? Or how far did you go in school, period?
11th grade.
Okay. Were you in regular classes?
No, ma'am, I was in special aid.
Can you read and write?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had a job in the past, a real job?
I had one real job, a construction job.
And what did you do? Were you a helper?
Yes, ma'am. That was my first job. So I was getting the ropes.
Okay. But you haven't had any job training or any kind of programming over the last 10.
Yes, ma'am. I had, before I got here, I was working with the maintenance people, learning how to, do different things, dealing with, lawnmowers and stuff like that. And I had started working in the kitchen. I started learning how to deal with the culinary arts and stuff like that. And that's why I ended off at like right before I got to this facility. I always kept a job my whole juice since I've been incarcerated. It just, when I got here, it got kind of like bad for me because this is a detention center. I was used to coming from a prison with doing time where I already had positive things to do, and jobs was always available.
And what's your write-up history like? How many write-ups have you had over the last 10, almost 11 years?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even remember the last time I had a write-up. Probably was 5 years ago. Or 5 years ago.
Remember what that was for?
Aggravated disobedience. I haven't had too many. I haven't had none since I got here. I haven't had any write-ups since I've been here.
Okay, but how many did you have before you came? If you had to guess, I'm not gonna hold you to an exact number.
3 or 4.
Do you remember what the aggravated disobedience was about?
I think I was trying to go to the kitchen to go to work, and I had left and went back to the dorm, and the officer had an attitude with me, and he just basically rolled me up because he felt like I should have went straight to the kitchen instead of going back. It always was something minor. It was nothing major. I never had any contact with the people for this aggressiveness or anything I ever.
So what kind of family do you have?
Well, I have a minister in my family. She's going to help me get a job, whenever the time is available. Her name is Billy Washington, and she have a job available for me. And she got a lot of positive.
Did she know that you were having a hearing today?
Yes, ma'am. And I had asked her, because she set it up, but she had death in the family. Her grandbaby had got killed, and some stuff had wound up going on. I don't know everything about it, but she said she was going to try to.
Well, who would you live with?
That's who I'm going to stay with, Miss Billy Washington. She's a minister. She have a lot of positive things going on around her. She have jobs available. You know, her daughters and sons have degrees and they doing positive stuff. So that's who I chose to go parole by, because I know that I won't be able to get in trouble, and I know that I won't ever come back to jail, because those people is my motivation and inspiration. You know I can't go backwards. I got to continue to look forward, and these are the only people that I feel comfortable around.
Mr. Williams, River Bend does have a high set.
I can't hear.
I said River Bend, where you are, does have high set, which is your high school.
Speaker, I can't hear. I can't hear. The volume like it's going out.
We're back up. We can hear you now.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I just got information, Mr. Williams, that they have a high set, which is a GED program. They have a welding program, and they have other classes that are available that they are operating.
It must have just started back because they didn't have it.
Okay, well, she contacted them, and somebody contacted them, and they said they have all these programs available. So we'll have the opportunity to get into some programs. Okay?
Man. I didn't
All right. I said you do have the opportunity to get into some programs.
Yes, man. Like I said, I tried. I know the man had left, and like I say, they didn't have anything going on. I know numerous of people that have tried to get in the program, and they said that they didn't have any person or instructor to help them in the program. They needed more people to come.
Is there a prison guard in the area where you are? Anybody around where you are right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Ask him to step over to the camera so we can see him.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
What's your name?
Officer Baker.
Officer Baker, do y'all have programs going on like high set, GED, welding? Are y'all having classes at Riverbend now?
Yeah, I think Miss Martin, she have classes.
So the classes are operating?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, well, Mr. Williams, you might need to check in again, try to get in the programs, because they do have programs available. Mr. Marvell, that's all I have.
Mr. Meyer?
Good afternoon, Randy Meyer, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish. As y'all pointed out at the prior parole hearing, it was recommended that he get substance abuse and GED programming, which hasn't happened. I heard him talk about some substance abuse. I didn't catch the date of when that was taken, but I think additional programming that they are having at the facility would be beneficial to him. And I think additional substance abuse would be helpful to him as well, because one thing I didn't hear him say was what steps he would take when he gets out within one of those programs for AA or NA to help him remain drug and alcohol free. So we're opposed at this time.
Thank you, sir.
I do have one question.
Go ahead.
Mr. Rene, what's your marital status right now? What's your marriage? Are you married, single, divorced? What's your status? Are you single?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened with your wife?
My wife,
Oh, you don't have a wife?
no, ma'am.
Okay. What kind of family support do you have?
I have a family support. You know, my sister, she's very supportive, but
Okay.
My Christian mother, you know, she's always been here for me, and she always motivated me and always gave me the spiritual growth that I needed. You know,
Good.
like I'm really willing to do whatever y'all need me to do to go back in society. If I have to go back and take programs and do everything that I have to do, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to pay my parole fees. I'm willing to stay out of anything. Just please, I wouldn't lie to y'all about this jail. They're gonna say that. They're gonna tell y'all that they have this and have this. They had it going on, but they don't.
And most likely too, with your 25-year sentence, you're gonna be down on the waiting list. You know, other guys are gonna get it before you because you got so much time. You know, they give it to the ones with, you know, with the lowest amount of time too. That is a factor. They don't always explain that, and, you know, and tell you that, but that's generally the way programs are done. So if you were successful today, where would you live?
I'm going to Garyville, Louisiana.
Okay, and live with who?
Miss Washington, Miss Billy Washington, the minister.
Oh, your Christian mother.
Because my mother and my father is deceased. So,
I'm sorry. Okay.
you know,
Then for his employment, well, you just get back on your SSI then, huh?
no, ma'am, I have a job lined up. We talked about that. Miss Billy Washington, the minister, she have a job and everything lined up for me, and I'm gonna be dealing with the ministry too. So I will have something to work and look forward to pay the probation and parole if I do have to. That's gonna get paid every month.
So what about, are you on any medications for the reason you was getting SSI? Are you on any medication?
Well, since I've been in jail, I have learned how to deal and cope with my problems more better because they don't have the medication. They're not gonna give me that kind of medication while I'm incarcerated. So I
So you
learned
haven't taken anything. How long you been off your meds?
it's been some years.
Okay, so, this whole time, is it fair to say, this whole time you've been down on this charge?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
Yes, sir. I honestly have made tremendously change since I've been in here. You know, yes, I made things in the past look, you know, I made bad decisions in the past. I was 22 years old, but I was a child in the mind. Now I am a grown man. I'm really ready to go back in society and do what I have to do. You know, I don't have any energy to go do anything wrong. So all I ask is that y'all have sympathy for me as the person I am today, who I have become. Because the past, I don't know that person no more. All I know is the person that I am now, you know, and I have gained spiritual growth. I have understood y'all positioning. So I understand what y'all see, you know, how y'all look at people who do not do the right things and people who have made bad decisions. But all I ask is that I do get a chance to be able to go back to help my family and be a productive citizen. Because I don't have no kind of energy to, you know, to do anything wrong. I'm in an environment to where I don't have any help in here. It's not kind of positive. I'm still staying positive in a negative situation, but I'm not going to give up. I'm still going to continue to move forward. I'm not going to look back, you know, but I just ask that y'all please, you know, see me as the person I am today and give me a chance. Please. That's all I ask from the parole board.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Time ready to vote? Okay, Mr. Williams, Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Brooks, I have changed some. I have grown, and I think perhaps not the same person that you were when you came into the prison. What I'm concerned about, one thing let you out. It's another thing to make sure when you get out, you're in a position that you can stay out. And I just don't think right now you have all the tools that you need to be successful. I think you have a desire to be successful. I can hear that in what you're saying, but I don't think you have the tools that you need to help you. It's going to be tough out there when you get out. And the world has changed. Even in 11 years, the world has changed tremendously. And you need to have every advantage that you can have, like a GED, like a skill, like some substance abuse education to help you for when you get out. So I'm going to deny you today because I think you have some more work to do, but it's not because I don't think you're on the right track, and it's not because I don't think that you're genuinely trying to make a change. I just think you need a little bit more help. And so I'm going to deny you today. I'm going to encourage you to get in the GED program, a substance abuse program, and then reapply again when you're eligible. But also, you need to have your support system around you. You need to have Ms. Washington here to tell us how she's going to support you. So you've got to show us that you really do have things in place so that when you get out, you can be that successful person that I know you want to be. Okay? So just
I
put
have
in.
substance abuse. I have substance abuse, and I
Now,
have.
Mr. Williams, we're voting, sir.
All right.
But they're more in depth. There's some substance abuse programs that are going to offer you some more. You can't ever have too much. But you also need your high school, your GED if you're able to get it. But mainly, you need to have people who are going to be on Zoom or be here in person to say, look, I'm going to do this, 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 and this to help
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Wolf. So get everything in place, and when you're eligible, reapply, and things may go differently for you, okay?
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Ms. Wise.
Mr. Williams, you are a young man, you're third offender, you're a young man. I feel inclined to take a chance on you. My vote is to grant after you complete the Steve Hall treatment program. And while you're in Steve Hall, get some things worked out, you know, the bipolar and, you know, get all those things worked out. And I think they can guide you, you know, going forward. And then you work on your transition plan. You do need to get something in black and white about your plans. That would have helped today. If someone else was here to say that they want and you were denied in 19, and you got voted for a rehearing in 22, and so here we are. And also, you have an overall positive institutional record, you know, based on what we have. And I want you to follow Steve Hall's recommendation, but then that's only one vote. And I'm just hopeful for you. Best wishes to you.
Mr. Williams, you have one vote to grant conditionally and one vote to deny. I think you're working very hard. I appreciate that. I think you need some more work to do, though. My vote likewise would be to deny, but to encourage you to try to get into as many programs as you can. I do like the idea of Steve Hoyle. I'm not sure that's the cure-all, but that's certainly a step in the right direction. I'd love to see you get into that program. So good luck to you, sir.
You don't have Steve Harvey here, though.
I understand that. I would request maybe that you suggest maybe that you put in for, see if you can go somewhere that you can. We'll try to help you get that. We'll try on this end to help you get that. If that's something that you're interested in doing, we'll try to help that happen.
Yes, sir, because I don't have any support here.
Understand that.
You know,
Try to get you there. Good luck to you, sir.